Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot. So let's see what energy, what messages Spirit has for us here today. Before we get started though, I just want to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all your love and support. Truly, you make a gal feel so blessed. This channel, the way that it's growing is because of each and every one of you, and each and every one of you makes the difference. And I love you back. So to get us started here, let's go ahead and look at some oracle messages. And so Spirit, what messages do you have for us here as we walk into this energy? Oh my goodness, thank you. Okay, so first things first, stop trying to carry the world on your shoulders. Your shoulders were only built for the weight that you were meant to carry, not the energies, not the responsibilities, especially if there's others around you that don't take accountability for their own actions, for their own energies and their own lessons that they encounter and deal with and learn. This is the time to recognize what's yours and leave the rest, right? And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, share your thoughts, because the other message Spirit really wants us to know is stop pushing against what is. This is the time to align with it and move on. This is where you heard the call and you answered. And so let's see what the tarot has to say here. So Spirit, help guide us here through this energy, especially as we let go of what's not ours, especially as we hear your call, and guide us through what we need to go through, what we need, where we need to go, what we need to learn. And so right away, oh, this is gorgeous. So right away, this is all about standing in your truth. This is also looking at things with the Queen of Swords as being objective to the situation, as well as being realistic and utilizing your intelligence, both emotional intelligence and then also too with your critique, looking at what is and standing in your truth as the rational, honest, grounded person that you are. That in turn really speaks to me with the red clover. So clover is phenomenal in a garden. It's one of these plants that feeds the soil with nitrogen. And for all the plants around it, it helps and creates these little pockets of nitrogen, these little pockets of fertilization. So with every root that you spread in the ground, every grounding of growth that you contribute to your community, to the energies around you, it provides fertilizer, it leaves fertilizer with every footprint that you leave. So that not only will you prosper, but everybody surrounding you, the energies surrounding you prosper as well. And again, this is where I think most, what I hear what I hear from Spirit most is you hear the call and you answer. This is the energy coming towards you. And with the Page of Wands, this is also the arrival of good news. It creates that exploration, but now is also a time to claim your freedom through your creativity and stand in that charisma, especially with the cornflower. This really speaks to really connecting with the divine. As you can see, he's looking upward. He's receiving the signs. He's connected in his third eye as well as his crown. And he's letting go of what's not his to carry or hers to carry, and instead aligning with the energies that are truly meant for you, the true blessings that you're meant to provide as well as receive in this life. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, put a heart, share your thoughts in the comments below. And so Spirit, oh my goodness. So 2 pages back to back. This is incredible. So again, both of them speak to new. This is the arrival of good news. This is new ideas, new information coming in. And so you are receiving in a lot of ways guidance, your inheritance, especially when it comes to your spiritual enlightenment. And it leads towards where your heart calls with that Page of Cups. It also leads you back to what you feel or have felt you were called to since your childhood. But it also leads to new insights. And so expect news again, both double confirmation on both of these pages. But also too, it brings that charisma of creativity as well. And it connects you not only to align with the universe, but also with your heart's calling. This is again about answering the call. And what I'm getting with back-to-back page confirmations here with the Wands, which speaks to action, with the Cups that speaks to emotions, is you heard the call. This is the time to hear the call, and you're answering it. And it's just beautiful because you're standing as the Queen of Swords. This is where you're taking action against any type of deceit. You're standing up and you're rising above as the high priestess. You're letting your intuition guide you. You're seeing through the BS, as I would call it very nicely, because I don't want to swear. But either way, you're utilizing that discernment. You're looking and really utilizing your enlightenment as well as your calling, standing in your spirituality without questioning your faith, knowing exactly what is meant for you, exactly what your calling is in this life. And you're standing in the place of the Empress, the energy of the Empress. And this is really what you're meant to do. You're meant to birth and produce and create fertile ground through your creativity, through utilizing your resources as well as your influence. You know, what I see in a lot of ways too, especially between the High Priestess and the Empress, is a lot of you could be standing in the spotlight where others were meaning to take this, meaning to shutter your light in a lot of ways. You're claiming your power and you're standing bright. You're standing as that star that shines for others as well as yourself, but you're no longer dimming that light or letting people come in and steal what was meant to be yours, right? And this is, again, it's about the miserly touch. This is also speaking to financial success. And so it's looking at your resources and it's using them wisely. It's also standing in a way that allows you to save, to really hold on to your financial success against people that want to steal what's yours, right? They, you know, a lot of people, when they see people rise to their success, when they see people rise to their Empress power, when they see people stand in the King of Pentacles energy as well, with achieving success on their calling, on their long-term goals, but that build prosperity for generations to come, and they see the stability that you've gained through your dedication and your perseverance. What they take for granted and fail to acknowledge is the work that's needed behind that goes into that, and more importantly, the work that you've done to achieve that. And that's where it's like they see what you got and they look with envy. They look at how they can try and steal, and they put a lot of energy into stealing as opposed to building and creating for themselves, for their own. And they kind of want to carry this weight where they put it onto you, right? They put their work onto you and expect you to do the work for them. That's where you're standing in your light at this time, and you're saying, I'm using my discernment. I can share with you what I've learned, but ultimately in the universe, it's about answering your call. For each and every one of us, it's about doing the work. And the biggest thing about healing is you cannot, and being a star of hope, a star of strength, a star of fertility for others and for yourself in this life, when you're guided to a prosperity towards your true calling, is you can't do the work for anyone else, right? You can guide, but ultimately at the end of the day, each and every one of us are accountable and responsible for doing the work that we're needed, that we signed up for, right? That we're needed to do to pass those lessons. No one's going to be able to help us cheat the universe or cheat the divine. And if that resonates, like I say, share your thoughts in the comments below of what you're encountering, because what I'm getting out of this message is there were those that tried to take from you. This is basically with the Four of Swords, standing in a place where it really needed you to go within after a battle or illness, somebody that really tried to mess up your stability under your foundations. But instead what you did is you claimed your power in that Libran scale of energy, the balance between the dualities, but also the balance of just deserves. This is about heeding the call, answering the call, and taking action, answering towards what Spirit is guiding you to do in this world, what Spirit is needing of you at this time, and to standing and hearing what's truly meant for you with that strength of the sun. And so you've had a period that you really needed to go within to really repose yourself, to recuperate, and to heal after what was tried to, essentially whatever was coming up against you, whatever type of deceit was coming that tried to misalign you with that crown chakra, with your connection with the divine in a lot of ways. And instead you're holding that power, you're reclaiming that power, and you're allowing yourself to really step into the shoes of the Fool, stand in that Empress power and take action. And this is where I see a lot of swift movement with you, especially with that fire of the Sagittarian energy igniting your sacral energy. And then also too, speaking to the prosperity, the justice that's meant to be yours, the harvest that's meant to be yours with that 8 numerologically speaking. And so this is where Spirit is saying, hey, whatever was tried whoever and whatever tried to come up against you with spiritual warfare is really what I'm getting in a lot of ways. You may have faltered. You may have needed to go into a place of recovery. You may have needed to take and claim and call your power back. But this is where you heard the call. You knew when to retreat so that you could avoid whatever plan of deceit was coming at you. Spirit was protecting you, was removing you from that situation. And now that you've healed, now that you've had the time to reclaim that energy, rebuild that energy within, that connection with your crown, this is the time where you are now being unrestricted. And again, third confirmation in this reading, expect an incoming message. It's going to actually bring a fast acceleration that really accelerates you even more so with that Sagittarian energy, but really towards your goals. This also speaks to communication, but it also speaks to good news. Whatever was blocking you before, whatever was holding you back, particularly when it comes to your stability and your creativity, particularly when it comes to your crown chakra with that connection with the true calling, your true purpose, your true direction and where you're meant to go. Those restrictions are being lifted. Expect change to come. And you expect especially to be able to walk in those fool shoes with the Sun card and stand in your strength of the Empress card here as well. And move towards, again, those new beginnings. And so 19, it really reduces and speaks to those fresh starts, the birth of everything new, the attainment of success, the strength of the solar sun, that solar energy, that heat from within that brings that energy of movement and claims us, claims our intuition, and claims our path, as well as, like I say, I'm saying this in the way of as above, so below. That energy around you is within. This is about claiming that intuition, fearlessly letting it guide you with your confidence, with your compassion, but it leads you towards your contentment with enthusiasm, but it leads you towards the vitality that was truly meant for you, that is a path of success and prosperity. No longer is whatever tried to get one over on you, whatever types of spiritual warfare was trying to be waged against you in a lot of ways, is that going to be able to touch you or affect you? And this is where you heard the call and you answered, and that's why. And if that resonates, by all means, please like, share, subscribe. Let's get this message out to as many Virgos as we can who need to be lifted up and need that confirmation, that triple confirmation that good news is not only meant for you, but it's coming in, and it's coming in fast. And at this time as well, I just want to pull these out. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Okay, I am in love with this. So right off the bat, double sixes here right away. So balance, harmony, symmetry. That's where you're moving in. You're answering the call that leads you right away towards the place that you were meant for, to shine as the star that you were meant to become, that you were meant to rise for. And it's through following that heart, through following the calling that you felt was yours, that purpose that you felt was meant for you ever since child years or young years, ever since your childhood. That's what I'm going for. But this is really also looking at the star as being not only a sign, a place of inspiration for others, but it also speaks to how you are an inspiration for yourself. Where people tried to knock you down, that energy didn't impact you, or if it did, it impacted you temporarily. Where people maybe tried to steal your vision, steal your spirit, steal your kindness in a lot of ways, and dim that light so that you would not step into the star's shoes. This is instead where you have kept all of the energy that you were born with, your right, your birthright within you. And yes, it may have knocked you down and may have made you falter, but whatever knocked you down and made you falter for a smidge only made you stronger. And this is the time where you are claiming that power back. You've rejuvenated that energy. You've kept that vision. You've held your heart in kindness. You've protected it in a lot of ways as well. And you've refilled that bucket with that water energy here. And you've also let the water soothe your wounds so that you could once again step into the place of contentment, step into a place of balance, and more importantly, renew your strength so that you can again achieve and walk towards your stability with that 17. That also, it exemplifies a subtle strength, but really what I see in a lot of it, what I feel in a lot of it, is it's getting back into the flow, the rhythm of the heartbeat, right? And so as I like to put it, life is music. That's why the heart beats. That's the energy of the star, and that's what you're embodying. That's what you're reclaiming. And with the Six of Wands here, this is your success. This is also about walking into your victory and receiving, being seen for significant progress, for the calling that you're meant to really do, for the gifts that you're meant to share in this world. And it's through, again, your creativity that leads the way. This is where you're getting, in a lot of ways, what I get with it is, you're building your reputation, you're gaining that respect, and where people may have tried to knock your confidence down, may have ridiculed you for your calling, this is where you're now instead seeing and receiving the validation that people are really seeing the gifts that you have, and more importantly, what I'm getting most is it's silencing your enemies, and in a more important of a way, you're actually healing the people that tried to deceive you as well along the way by living and walking by example, by shining as that star. And so this is a beautiful energy, and it's a beautiful gift, because it's like where people were looking at you and they wanted to take what's yours. Instead, now you're leading by example, and you're also healing even those who wanted to knock you down. And this is where you're standing in the Six of Pentacles. This is where you understand and you know how to manifest and work with energy, particularly as it aligns with that heart chakra. That's about knowing that you are a place of support, as well as you are actively supported with the universe. It's that reciprocity of giving and receiving that keeps that energy movement going. And this is also about where every step of knowledge that you've gained with each part of it, right? With each and every experience and lesson along the way, you're also sharing it with others. You're sharing that knowledge so that others too can step into those fool's shoes, can shine the light on those shadows, can stand their ground with that Taurian energy and remain grounded in that balance, in that symmetry, in that harmony, but also too do the same in kind with reciprocity, paying it forward. And again, this is where it's like you are awakening not only yourself, but the energies around you. Same thing, I go back to that clover, where it's like with every footfall that you've stepped, you've planted a little bit of fertilizer along the way. You've left a little pocket, little seeds here and there that help others get their boost as well of energy to grow into what they were meant to become, into their highest, greatest selves as well. And this is where you're standing as the temperance energy, And this is also, it speaks to the Sagittarian fire. With temperance, it's all about that balance. It's all about that fusion to achieve harmony. But it also speaks to the balance of internal and external energies. What you give is what you receive. What you anchor to internally is the energy that manifests around you. And you are a master of knowing how to cultivate, how to heal, how to rejuvenate, and then also too, like I say, how to grow, how to spread that energy out for the masses, for the community around you, and in your connection with the divine. This is where whatever tried to be taken from you, it's something that no one can take. It lies within you, right? Especially with that crown chakra. That's where you truly hold the divine within you. You hold the energy of the universe within you. And with every step that you give, it starts a movement of paying it forward, basically, is how I look at it and what I'm getting most. And this is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I am seriously just almost speechless, but I'm stammering, I guess is how I would put it. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, share your thoughts, put a heart in the comments below, claim this message, because this is the message where you heard the call and you answered. It's meant for you. Now, Spirit, before we go here as well, I do want to look at, thank you, some messages from our ancestors. Oh my goodness. I'm getting goosebumps. This is gorgeous. So with the coyote, this is about walking and being the revealer of the truth. So a lot of you may be whistleblowers. This is also a reminder to not take things too seriously, to make time to play. But really, it's about looking at the wisdom that comes from laughing at your own folly, as well as utilizing that discernment that really helps you identify the tricks and the traps of life and to learn from them along the way instead of let them tear you down. But with the coyote, it also speaks to the revealer of the truth. Like I say, it's the whistleblower. By speaking the truth that others need to hear, You are not only creating good luck, but you're spreading good luck. You're planting good luck. You're seeding good luck with every step along the way. And you're feeding it by paying it forward. With the ladybug, this is about where you're really acknowledging and seeing that energy within you, that bright energy within you. This is the time to let go of worry and be happy in the here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you, because the world needs you, and you bless the world with color and with good luck. Like I say, with each and every step of that clover, with each root that you spread along the way, along your journey, you are spreading and planting good luck. And I've got goosebumps at who I'm reading this for. This is where you heard the call in your life. You're acknowledging the calling of your life, the purpose of your life, and you're answering it. You're stepping into that energy, that Empress energy, and you're paying it forward through reciprocation. You're paying it forward in a way that really awakens a movement, right? Awakens the masses to the truth. Now, I do want to just look at our major arcana here in this message as well, just in case anyone practices music medicine like I do during your meditations. This is a wonderful way to realign, unblock your energies, and more importantly, step into that alignment with receiving messages through your crown. And so as you can see here, this really speaks to both. We've got a sandwich here of your crown aligning with your heart chakras. And so what we pulled here music medicine wise is G sharp, A sharp, and D. And so try utilizing those chords as you do your meditations, as you play with improv, and really align with those frequencies, those vibrations of your crown and your heart chakra. And then 2 color therapy wise, what we've got here is indigo, purple, and then also orange. And so try playing around and embracing those colors. It really reminds you to step into your royalty, into the place of the divine, the place of what I'm getting a lot of, your ancestral roots, that really reminds you that you are meant for royalty. You were royalty in a past life. And with that orange, it's all about igniting that energy of creativity, of stimulation, that really allows you to really pay that energy forward, to be that sign of hope, to shine as the star that you are and that you're meant to become, utilizing the strength of the sun as well as the temperance, the balance of the temperance, and that flowing energy of the water, the healing energies of water, and claim your rightful place. And so I truly hope this reading helps. I am sending all of my love and light to you guys. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.